The game that no one wants to be playing in really at the end of a season, lads, is the relegation final. Unfortunately, the four of us here at the table have all played in relegation finals in different grades, and it's Rathnure and Cloughbawn this weekend. Joe, we'll go to you first. What way do you see it going? What type of a game do you think it'll be?
To be honest with you, I'd say it'll be a tight game. There's a good rivalry up there. So I'm talking to Martin Byrne the last time Cloughbawn went down. I think Rathnure gave it to him when they gave him a good bit of cheering on, and so it'll be. I think it'll be a saucy match. I don't think any of them want to go down. But I played Rathnure on our side, and the last match, yeah, they've a good system. They've a couple of good young lads there, AJ Redmond and a couple of others, and yeah, I'd have to side with, just because I played them, I'd have to side with Rathnure. I think maybe that might get them over the line. But then they lost all 5 matches, like, so it's. When you're on a losing streak, it's hard to pull out of it, you know.
And Mikey, you've played Cloughbawn a couple of times in the last couple of seasons. They beat you last year, and you got over the line this year. But they're a team that can blow hot and cold, but on their day are able to match anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of teams, sometimes when they really want to. They ran out of a bit of steam maybe against us, and it was probably only the second game, I think. So look. But they're a great, tough team, and we played Rathnure in the league, but sure, the league is the league, I suppose. They bet the lard out of us. So yeah, Cloughbawn will be hard bet. That's all I know. Anyway, they're a good team, and those relegation matches, they take a mind of their own, like, and sure, look, they're as good as any games. I know certain people just go to the relegation. Sometimes they wouldn't be from the area at all just to see it. And
you played Rathnure as well. The first game of the championship after COVID, it was on a Friday night, I think. We streamed it. It was the first game we streamed, I think, and it was a brilliant game. And Rathnure, I know they're missing a lot of those lads that would have played through injuries and that, but again, another team that can.
They'll hardly fly back, Guiney, will they?
Rumour has he's back this morning. Rumour has he's back.
Well, then I'd have to favour Rathnure. Guiney. Rackard is back. Rackard is a serious man when he puts on the black and amber, like, and a serious man to stand over the dead ball.
Can't get a shorts to
he's as good as Paul Codd over at freeze, like, you know. So, you know, I'd have to shade the Rathnure there for that now if he's back.
And Brendan, you played Cloughbawn a couple of weeks ago. You played very well, I have to say. I was at the game. They were a little bit disappointing, I thought. But, you know, again, two teams. You played Rathnure last year and they gave you a bit of a trimming.
Yeah, sure. Rathnure beat us from Wexford Park last year, actually. Yeah, it wasn't a good day for us now. You know, we'd only beaten Owlert actually for the first time in 20 years, and we went out the following week then and lost to Rathnure, probably when we were, you know, still on a bit of a high. So, yeah, played Cloughbawn last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it is, and. You know, we knew the job we had to do. They were probably, you know, didn't have to grasp the game as much as we did, even though they still had to get a result of some sort to keep themselves safe. But I thought on the day, I thought we hurled well, but they didn't really get to any sort of level, like you know, their pattern of play and things. Just they weren't on the ball enough. Like their key players weren't doing any damage for them. You know, like they need a big game out of Harry Keogh. They need the Whitties on the ball because, like, you know, they will score if they get the right ball. I've seen a little bit of their game against Crossabeg actually after our game against Gorey, and once they were given plenty of space, like they were able to score at range, whatever they want, at will, like whenever they wanted. So yeah, look, sure, as they say, a relegation final brings its own edge, like, so I think all form goes out the window nearly. You know, it's a case of who wants it more on the day, and I've played in a few of them myself, and I know, like, it's the worst 2 weeks of your life leading up to one, because no one ever wants to get relegated, because you never know where it goes after that, and you know, it'll be.
I don't think it's as bad as people make out though. Honestly, the relegation isn't the end of the world, really. You can
sorry for you, you can come back up.
I know. I've often heard this, like, if you're in a relegation final, you deserve to be, like, you know what I mean, and it's not the end of the world. Like, sometimes you can bring a group of guys together and win a county final and get a bit of momentum from it.
Well, in fairness to St Anne's, the last twice that you've been relegated in the senior hurling, you came straight back up, and in the senior football, you came straight back up.
Yeah, I know.
So
we were lucky.
We
were lucky, you know, and we had a couple of great players that helped us get back up, and good management. But you know, you can float along there in senior and just be trying to keep your head above water, and you're not getting to a semi-final. you know, and you're just fighting for survival every time. Sometimes to go back and win a county final, you'd have 17 or 18-year-olds, and they win a county final, you know, with their mates, to go at the right time, and that can help a team or a parish, like, I think.
You reckon maybe that there might have been the fact that you were relegated, one intermediate, you've got the 2 senior finals in 19 and 21. Like, would you think that mightn't have happened if you weren't relegated? That you would have just stayed along at the lower end of senior and just been happy enough? Or do you think the intermediate, winning the intermediate,
it definitely helped. Yeah. You get a bit of confidence into lads. You win something. There's always a few lads on the fence that are going, do you know, will I keep playing hurling or whatever? You know what I mean? And that they get the bug for winning and the crack, and that's what everyone wants, to win a county final. Like, but if you haven't won something and you're not a diehard like these 2 men or whatever, like, or all you guys, you might go here. You know, I might go to Sydney this year, or I might go. You know, I might play a bit of rugby or whatever. So, you know, I personally, you know, don't think it's the end of the world. Obviously, loads of lads probably agree with me, but you know, I don't have a county medal. I don't have a senior hurling medal at all. But I have do I have? I'm into me doing it. I do, yeah. So it's better than, you know. It's my opinion. It's not the end of the world, like, you know. And lads you can get a rally, you can get a bit of momentum off that, you know. It's like dropping a horse down in grade, like, you know, to get the confidence.
Yeah, you've had
Dropping back in class.
That, so while the camera's on you, Mikey, who's going to win this one anyway?
Look, you might as well. It's a toss of a coin. I wish both sets of players best of luck, but I'll go with.
Your own record.
I'm going with Rathnure, just to pull off a shock. Do you know what I mean? I've seen that before, where a team just saves it all for the end and they just throw the kitchen sink at it. So that's who I go for.
Joe?
Yeah, no, I'll go Rathnure as well. I think they might just have more on the day, but as lad says, it's 50-50. You come up and Cloughbawn could spring a surprise, not a surprise, but it's they just might have more on the day. That's it.
And I'd love to see Jack Hiney playing.
Not going to be. No way is he back.
All right.
He's supposed to be back. I don't know.
Sorry, no, I didn't know that. No, I thought it was true.
No, he's supposed to be back.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. That'll be all right. We'll see.
And you may get him on this show if he is back. You need those characters.
You make him on with him then.
No. I've done my cameo now for another 3 years.
Brendan, who's going to win?
Sure, I'm going to be controversial now. I might just go for Cloughbawn because, in fairness to them, they've won 2 games. You know, it might stand to them in the long run. Sure, you know, I don't know. It's just, good luck. Best of good luck to both teams. I said, like, I wouldn't like to be playing Rathnure in the relegation final either now. So, sure, I'll just go for Cloughbawn, I think, on this one.
And I'm going to make it 3-1. I'm going to go for Rathnure. I think the fact that they've known they've been in the relegation for a couple of weeks could help them a little bit, whereas Cloughbawn might be a little bit more disappointed to be in it. So Rathnure to keep their unbroken run, in my opinion. I think they'll do that, but I think Cloughbawn or Rathnure, if they go down, both are more than capable of coming back up very quickly.
Yeah.